All right, we've got three ways of solving systems of equations already. We're going to look at one more, and that is to use matrices in the calculator. What is a matrix? We'll get to that in a second. You know what the calculator is. First thing you want is your system in standard form. X terms lined up, Y terms lined up, equal signs lined up, and constants lined up. And just like when we use synthetic division, we didn't have to write x squared and x cubed and all of those. We just let where the number was in the arrangement tell us what the value was, or what the power of x was. We're going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to look at the coefficients. 1x plus 1y equals 9. So 1, 1, 9. And then 2, negative 3, negative 2. And then because it's traditional, I'm going to put brackets around it. This is what we call an augmented matrix. It's augmented because it has the numbers from the other side of the equal sign. Our regular matrix would be that. This is called our augmented matrix. You don't need to know that. And we're going to use some operations in the calculator to solve it. We are not going to do this by hand. There are some instructions in the book for doing it by hand. Ignore them. So get this all on the screen if I can. Well, write down the matrix so you remember what it is, and I can get a better shot of the calculator. All right, I'm only going to do this once because you can always rewind. So we're going to go to matrix. Matrix is right there in this calculator. I don't know where it is on the 84. We're going to arrow over to edit and hit enter. Right now we have a 1 by 1 matrix. We need to have a 2 by 3 matrix. Right, 2 rows with 3 columns, like what we were just looking at. Our top row was 1, 1, 9. Our bottom row was 2, negative 3, negative 2. And you can arrow around the matrix if you want to, or you can hit enter and it moves to the next spot. All right, once we've got that, go second mode, which quits. That takes us back to our home screen. And we want to go to matrix again. And this time, arrow over to math. And we want to scroll down to RREF. Okay, you don't need to worry about what any of these things are. RREF stands for Reduced Row Echelon Form. You don't need to know that. Hit enter. And then matrix one more time. And this time we're choosing matrix A. Matrix A is the one that we edited before, so now we need to select it. And we're saying put matrix A in reduced row echelon form. And when we hit enter again, we get that, 105014. All right, let's take a look at what that means. 105014. All right, that's put that matrix, or we just put that matrix in a new form. We started with this system of equations and represented it with that matrix. And now we rearrange that matrix into that form, and reduced row echelon form means that in our matrix over here, we have a diagonal of ones and the rest are zeros. And that represents a system of equations also, which is 1x plus no y equals 5, or x is 5. And this one is no x's plus 1y equals 4. So that's the solution to our system. And if you look back in your notes from a couple videos ago, we solved that one by, I'm not sure which process we solved it by. I think we did by substitution, and we did indeed get 5, 4 for our solution. I am going to do one more because I want you to see how to do it for a 3 by 3 matrix, or a matrix with 3 variables. Here we've got A, B, and C, and 3 equations. Right? We've been dealing with what we call 2 by 2 systems, which are 2 equations and 2 variables. Now we're looking at 3 by 3. We're not going to solve these by hand. We're only going to do these in the calculator. Okay, so Write this down so you know what's going into the calculator in just a sec here, or pause it. I'm not going to spend time waiting for you to write it down. So I should maybe write out the matrix here. In the first one, we've got 4a, 9b, and nothing times c. So that's going to be 4a, 9b, no c, and then 8 on the other side. In the middle equation, we have 8a, no b, 6c, and negative 1 on the other side. And down here, we've got no a, 6b, 6c, and negative 1 again. Okay, so that's our matrix. Got to make sure you put zeros in when you're missing any of those terms. To put that in, we want to go matrix, over to edit. Pay attention to that pattern. First time we go over to edit. Second time we go over to math. Third time we go to names. So we're sort of moving from right to left here. This time we need 3 rows, 4 columns. Our numbers were 4, enter, 9, enter, 0, enter, 8, enter, and then 8, 0, 6, negative 1, and then 0, 6, 6, negative 1 again. Okay, once you're in, second mode to go back to the home screen, matrix again, over to math, and down to RREF, the one with 2 R's, not just 1 R. Enter. Matrix a third time, and just enter to grab matrix A, and then enter to execute that command. Our first row stands for, it was A, B, and C, not X, Y, and Z. So A is equal to 0.5. So A is equal to 1/2. B from our second row is equal to 0.6 repeating, which is 2/3. And C is equal to negative 0.833 is, I'm not even sure. So I'm going to say 5/6. I'm going to test that. 5 divided by 6 is yes. Okay. So that's our solution. Letting the calculator do the work for us.